What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So, as we can clearly see, we got Donald Trump. He just landed at the JBA and things like that. And he's going to speak to reporters and he's going to let us know how much we've been being ripped off out here by our border countries.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Now, yes, I mean, just Jesus Christ. We've been being ripped off out here for a long time. You know, American citizens, and we've been paying too much. And like I've always said in previous broadcasts that I've done on my channel, we've been the world's workhorse as American citizens. And it's time out. So we're gonna go here now. And we're going to check this out. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Thank you very much. So, we had a very busy weekend. We got the 6 hostages out of Venezuela, as you probably know, and they're very safe right now. They're home with their families, and we appreciate the hard work of a lot of people, including Rick Grinnell. We appreciate the cooperation from Venezuela, and we have some very happy people right now. Nobody thought that was going to happen. So they are home, they're safe, and they're with their families. That was a big one. Secretary of State Rubio is in Panama right now, and we're talking about the Panama Canal. What they've done is terrible. They violated the agreement. They're not allowed to violate the agreement. China's running the Panama Canal. That was not given to China. That was given to Panama foolishly, but they violated the agreement, and we're going to take it back, or something very powerful is going to happen. And as far as other things are concerned, as you know, we had a very busy weekend. We're dealing with Israel. We're dealing with Ukraine and Russia. We have meetings and talks scheduled with various parties, including Ukraine and Russia. And I think those discussions are actually going pretty well. The discussions on the Middle East with Israel and various and sundry other countries are progressing. Bibi Netanyahu is coming on Tuesday, and I think we have some very big meetings scheduled.
President, do you feel that Elon Musk is delivering on his promises to you? Do you feel he's doing a good job right now?
I do. I think Elon's doing a good job. He's a big cost cutter. Sometimes we won't agree with it and will not go where he wants to go, but I think he's doing a great job. He's a smart guy, very smart, and he's very much into cutting the budget of our federal government.
Mr. President.
He saw some retaliatory tariffs from Canada.
Say it?
He saw some retaliatory tariffs from Canada. There was a rider in the order. Are you planning to increase the tariffs against Canada?
Well, it could happen. If they do anything, we will. Canada's been very abusive of the United States for many years. They don't allow our banks. Did you know that? Canada does not allow banks to go in. If you think about it, that's pretty amazing. If we have a U.S. bank, they don't allow them to go in. Canada's been very tough on oil, on energy. They don't allow our farm products in, essentially. They don't allow a lot of things in, and we allow everything to come in. It's been a one-way street.
What? Hold on.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Hold on. So Canada been out here being selfish. Sounds like a woman, doesn't it? So, Mother Canada, oh, Canadian, I love my Canadian syrup. So Canada been out here being selfish, you know what I'm saying, the whole time. They won't allow anything that we need to give them for us to make it. But yeah, though, they've been shipping all their stuff over here to us. Okay, then, Canada. Yeah, we see how you want to play. No longer. You want to play those games. We're not going to play them with you any longer. Hold on. I got something for Canada right here.
Bitch, you're a Dorito. You was never chose. You're a Dorito, bitch. And you're mad that you're not chose. And you never will be chose.
We subsidize Canada by the tune of about $200 billion a year.
Dang.
And for what? What do we get out of it? We don't get anything out of it. I love the people of Canada. I disagree with the leadership of Canada. And something's going to happen there. But if they want to play the game, I don't mind. We can play the game all they want. Mexico, we've had very good talks with them. And this is retaliatory. This is retaliatory to a certain extent. Millions of people flowed into our country through Mexico and Canada. And we're not going to allow that. And by the way, we have among the lowest numbers we've ever had of people crossing our border, the lowest numbers since my administration.
Mr. President, you said, so on Free Social, you said that you were going to cut aid from South Africa. Will you plan to cut aid across other African nations, and why South Africa?
No, it's only South Africa. Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So,
well, you know, with that South Africa situation, you know, I did a broadcast on that recently about the one of the ex-presidents of I think it was Kenya. I think it was Kenya. He spoke out and he said that, you know, he spoke to his people out there. He was like, basically, like, why are you sitting around here crying because Trump cut off aid to Africa, you know, to South Africa and things like that. And, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, he basically was telling his people to, you know, basically own up. It's time for us to, you know, do things for ourselves and things like that. And, you know, not just depend on America. And he basically told them people out there in Africa, he was like, listen, look, yeah, America's going to, you know, protect themselves first. And at the end of the day, though, you know, the America is going to do for themselves. If, you know, pay taxes in America. We know pay taxes in America. So America is going to look after itself first. You no need to cry because America has cut off aid for us. We have to do for ourselves and bring ourselves together. Yes.
And what the French toast is going to think about.
And that's what the ex-president of, I think, like I said, I think it was Kenya. Don't, you know, I did a broadcast on that. Go on my page. It's there. You know what I'm saying? But yes, though, he told his people that in Africa that they need to basically man up and do the things that they need to do to, you know, to get their own resources together.
That's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
And on the Fed Chair Jerome Powell, he held rates. What's your reaction to him not changing the rates?
What did you say?
Fed Chair Jerome Powell, the Fed meeting was this week. He held the rates. He didn't cut them.
No, I'm not surprised. I think holding the rates at this point was the right thing to do.
Mr. President, which country will be next on tariffs? Would you consider taxing the UK, for example?
Well, we're going to see what happens. It'll happen. But we're going to, we'll see how things work out. It might happen with them, but it will definitely happen with the European Union. I can tell you that, because they've really taken advantage of us. And, you know, we have over a $300 billion deficit. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm products. They take almost nothing. And we take everything from them. Millions of cars, tremendous amounts of food and farm products. So the UK is way out of line, and we'll see the UK, but European Union is really out of line. UK is out of line, but I'm sure that one, I think that one can be worked out. But the European Union it's an atrocity what they've done.
Listen, look, what do I keep saying in broadcasts that I do? That we as American citizens have been the workhorses of the world. We're the workhorses out here. We've been taking in all these other people's goods, TVs, products from China, Europe, all these type of places, stuff like their cars. They don't take any of our vehicles. That's the reason why our manufacturing vehicle companies are dying, because they only depend on us to buy, American products and things like that. Our Cadillacs, our Fords, that's the reason why Ford don't even make sedans anymore like that. We are America's workhorse. It is time out for us working for the world. It's time for the world to work for us.
Well, Prime Minister Starmer has been very nice. We've had a couple of meetings. We've had numerous phone calls. We're getting along very well. And we'll see whether or not we can balance out our budget. With the European Union, it's $350 billion deficit. So obviously something's going to take place there.
What do you think? What's the timeline? Am I looking
Where?
along the line 25%? 10%?
With who? With who?
The EU, how much?
I wouldn't say there's a timeline, but it's going to be pretty soon. No, I'm not concerned. We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that. But long-term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We have deficits with almost every country. Not every country, but almost. And we're going to change it. It's been unfair. That's why we owe $36 trillion. We have deficits with everybody. We help everybody. We've been helping everybody for years. And to be honest, I don't think they appreciate it. So we're going to change that. We're going to change it fast. We're going to make America great again. We have to focus on our country. We have tremendous potential if properly used, and we have to focus on our country. Tremendous deficits with China, tremendous deficits with the European Union, tremendous deficits with Mexico and Canada. And why? What's the purpose of that? Why would we have deficits? And you look at, if you look at pharmaceuticals and drugs, if you look at various products, it's much cheaper in other countries. We're not going to allow that much longer. We're not going to take it.
Yo.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Hey. He said it. I didn't, okay? But this is just the truth, man. Listen, look, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, though, the deficits are real. The money is real. Always follow the dollars. Always follow the money. And we have a huge problem over here. Like I said, like the workhorse. We've been the workhorses for decades now. And this is where we at right here. We're deep in debt, things like that, to countries that don't take our shit, that don't, do anything for us and things like that. But now everybody wants to be sour because Trump's in office, and he's like, no, no, you're gonna have to take some of our shit too, bitch.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Yeah, we need us to be paid over here too. Yeah, you're gonna have to take some of our cars. You're gonna have to take some of our goods. You're gonna have to take some of our stuff. And if you don't want to do that, then tariffs are gonna have to be had. Now, like he said, at first it's gonna be a little pain. Yes, it's always a storm before the calm. And see, this is something that in society nowadays, we haven't been taught anymore. I'm old school. I know these types of things. There's going to be storms before the sun shines. That's how life works. But once the sun starts shining, everything's going to be worked out perfectly fine. Listen, look, man, we got to get things back in order over here. It's no way around this. We're going to have to go through a few bumps, you know what I'm saying? Maybe maybe a rainstorm or two, and things like that, in order to get things back in line. But you know what I'm saying? We have to make these other situations comply. They're going to have to stop with this one-way street. We're sick of the games. Our money needs to flow in for us as American citizens. We need to stop paying all this egregious stuff to everybody else. We need to keep more money at home. We need to get rid of all these freeloading ass people. We got enough issues at home that we need to sweep around our own front door before we allow anybody else in to clear up their problems wherever they're coming from and things like that. We got issues over here. And before America truly goes all the way down the drain, we need to have a clarification of everything that's going on over here. Fuck what the liberals are saying. Fuck what everybody else is talking about. We have to think about America first, and we need our money. Real talk. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.